I'm actually not full. Hello, everybody. Just waiting on a few others. And then we will get going with today's topic. Hope all is well. Let me check on Facebook real quick. Hello, everybody that's watching. How are you? We have a good show today. Very excited about it. And we're going to be talking about a couple of topics that we're going to be bringing up. And let me just check on Facebook really quickly to see what's going on. Alrighty. So we are going to be talking about a couple of different topics. The first topic that I want to talk about is going to be the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie divorce. So I am thinking that's really crazy. And hold on one moment. Before we talk about that, I just want to make sure, everything is good. All right, everybody. So to continue, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the Brad and Angelina Jolie divorce. So, as you know, basically they're getting divorced. Angelina Jolie filed around 3 days ago. And from what supposedly happened is they are going to be getting divorced because he got another actress pregnant, and as well he's supposedly being abusive to the children. Now the interesting thing about this story is the fact, and hello everybody that's watching, hi. Oh yeah, we have a special guest also. Ophelia is going to be checking in with us, and when we talk about our slut shaming section, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first I wanted to fill in on the trending topic of this week, which is Brad and Angelina Jolie. So as we know from what the rumors are, Jennifer Aniston was dating Brad Pitt for a very long time, and to the point where they were thinking about conceiving and having a baby and everything like that. And then he ended up doing a movie with Miss Angelina Jolie, who is a woman that a lot of people are interested in the way she looks. So they end up having an affair. Jennifer Aniston ended up breaking up with Brad Pitt, just to give you a little bit of history. So Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie had this seemingly amazing relationship, beautiful children, beautiful adopted children, and all this stuff. So he ends up going to do multiple movies while they're in their relationship, to only come to the point where he's in another movie with another actress and ends up having an affair on Angelina Jolie, supposedly. So there's so much drama, and like they say, the way that you get them is the way that you lose them. So anybody that's running around, and this actually goes hand in hand with our slut shaming segment of today. So anyone, like, it goes hand in hand with that. So yeah. So basically, another thing that I wanted to talk about is going to be, let me show you a picture. Okay, so everybody, there's been so much talk lately about different people's way they're dressing and everything like that. So we have a new thing that's going around and that's extremely viral. And hi everybody that's watching. Hello. So it's about teachers, sexy teachers, teachers that are going into the classrooms and they're teaching little kids, fourth graders and stuff like that. They're, you know, numbers, they're reading and all this other stuff while dressing inappropriately. So, and a lot of people say a little bit too revealing for work. I definitely say too revealing for work. No hater nation over here. So I'm going to show you a picture of one of the teachers. So this here is for the females that are watching. So this is one of the teachers. So let me see if I can actually bring that up without it being too crazy. Alright, so this is one of the teachers here. Now you can see, now if you go into the school and he's standing there, are you going to think that that's a teacher? Are you going to think that's somebody's parent? Are you going to ask where's the teacher at? I mean, I could picture some women running around like, you know, we go to school not even thinking anything. We throw our hair up, we drop our kids off. This guy comes to the classroom. Are you going to go the next day and put your lipstick on, some cleavage showing? Like, what are you going to do? So this is like the guy. Then you also have the woman who is as well, let me find her picture, who is as well running around dressing all kinds of ways. Let me show you her. Okay. So this is her. Now tell me, if you go into a classroom, she has this bodycon dress on. She's teaching your children the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s. Looking like she's about to drop it like it's hot. Looking like she's about to go to the club right after school. She passes your kid some cookies and milk, and the next thing you know, she's in the club. That's what it seems like to me. No hater nation at all. It's just funny. Here's another picture of her in the classroom. As you can see, she has her little dress on and the heels on that fluffy carpet where they do circle time. You got the alphabet on the wall. Now you wonder, are your kids going to be focused on the alphabets? Are they really going to be focused? Or are they going to be thinking about other things at that young, tender age where their minds are going crazy? Let's find another picture of her in the classroom. Here's another one. Now this one, she's wearing some extremely tight pants, a tight shirt, a baseball cap. She finally has on flats, which is good, you know, for her classroom. Now, if she's picking up a child, may fall down. I mean, she may bend over. Her jeans might rip open. I mean, these are some tight pants. So it's just crazy. So, like, is that okay? Like, you think that's okay, like, for teachers to be dressing like this? Is it a little bit too racy? I mean, I don't know. If I walk in the classroom, I see that, basically, I'm going to, wander somewhere. Basically, if I find out that is the teacher, I'm going to be in shock. Basically, I might want to see if, you know, maybe after school, because the way she's dressed, she might want to have a couple of cocktails while we talk about the kids' performance. I don't know. But do you want these teachers giving your children cookies and milk? I don't think I want that. So, this ties right along in with our next topic. Here you go. Here you have this woman here. I'm over here forgetting her name. What is Kanye West's girlfriend? No.
Amber Rose.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like totally forgetting. Amber Rose. So you have Amber Rose here. And she has this new movement of slut shaming. So she has women. I mean, this is like they have a whole march. They have a whole thing that they got going on where the women are dressing extremely raunchy. They're holding up signs talking about areas they shouldn't be talking about in public like that. And at the end of the day, they're saying it's because women should be exactly, basically the way men are, and a woman shouldn't have to cover up everything, and they call it slut shaming, basically. So they want to end slut shaming. They don't want the cat calls anymore. Oh, mommy, mommy, this is that, whatever. They want to end all that. So that kind of ties into me with the teacher dressing super sexy and everything like that, or whatever. So usually, I mean, back in the days, for as long as I can remember, women wore, their little petticoats and all this, covering up. They had like these ridiculous nightgown outfits that they felt like if a man saw that, it was like too much. Is this like wrong for women to feel this way? And this is from Amber Rose right here. So you can see the way she dresses. This is how she dresses on a regular basis. So that's how she dresses on a regular basis. Yeah. So is this something that is positive? We're actually going to have Ophelia come in and speak about this. So I'm going to have her come in and talk about this right now. So we have like teachers dressing like this. We have teachers dressing like this. Got their little outfits on in school. I mean, with the heels and all. Like, teachers dressing like this. Got their little outfits on. Yeah. I mean, with the heels and all. Like, hello. Hey, beautiful. So we just showed pictures of a teacher dressing extremely scandalous. We have a male teacher, arms showing, tattoos all over the place. I mean, rippling biceps, super tight clothing. And then now we have this whole new slut shaming, which Amber Rose is doing. There's a whole big movement in California. Women are feeling more sexually empowered today. You can see it as we walk around. Women with the shortest shorts on now, the tightest clothing, no bras. I mean, it's cold outside every day for these women. So do you have anything that you want to add about this or talk about this? Do you think it's a self-esteem issues? They're saying that it's about confidence.
There's no reason to put yourself out there in such a manner. I believe into each of you. A lot of times people do whatever it is that they want to do, that they're comfortable with, and nobody should have to be placed in a particular box or stigmatized for the way they carry themselves. However, if you want to be seen a certain way and respected a certain way, and I always had the belief growing up that based on how we present ourselves, your first impression is the last impression people are going to remember you by. I see you like that. You're sending a message based on how you carry yourself. So how can you expect somebody to really respect you the same way they are going to respect someone else that's fully professional? There's going to be a difference in how you're going to be treated. And while, yes, it's wrong that nobody should be stigmatized for such, the reality is this is the society that we live in. And if you want to be treated a certain way, then dress the part, because people are going to treat you based on how you carry yourself, and that's the basis of it. And to me, if my confidence is high, there's no reason why I have to walk around and showing off parts of my body. That's supposed to be for me and whomever I'm with. Nobody needs to see what my body parts look like. We're both female, so we all know what we're coming with. We all know what we're working with. When you're in the public, nobody needs to see that, and that's always something that I had issues with growing up. I remember seeing girls in tight things or really short skirts, and as they're walking, they're tugging it down. My thing is, why are you tugging it down? You need it to be seen, so let it fly, let it show. You knew that it was too short and too tight when you came out on the street with it. You knew what men were going to be looking at. Then why come out there in it and then expect a different reaction? It's not going to happen. My confidence allowed me to walk on the street covered up and know that whether somebody's next to me in something skimpy or I'm fully dressed, I can get the same recognition and attention based off of my mind first, not my body.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I was talking to another girl about it today, and it's very interesting to me. Like, for instance, when I see Amber Rose, who is, running this organization, and, like, she's known for dating Kanye West. She's known for, as well, dating another rapper. I don't even remember his name because I don't really listen to rap.
She had a baby for
Waka Flocka. Oh, Wiz Khalifa. I'm like, Waka Flocka. Let me not get people confused. But, I'm so used to seeing her in a way where she's basically practically naked that even when I was watching Dancing with the Stars, it was almost like it was weird for me seeing her with clothes on.
Oh,
So,
she was on there?
yeah, she's on Dancing with the Stars, yeah. So basically, I was talking to her and I'm like, the way that we're made is like we're made to, like, the naked body be something like, like with God, Adam and Eve, like something that, they're trying to hide themselves. So it's like when you see somebody naked, like, men are going to be attracted to a woman that's walking around halfway naked. So, but then you demand the same respect, and so many women demand that respect, and it's just like, where are the old days where, women were respected and they're all clothed and everything. So it definitely has to do with something with the self-esteem.
For me, as you know, I talk about confidence, self-worth, the whole thing. And for me, the sexiest thing on a person, whether it be man or woman, is their confidence. To me, that's what makes them sexy. And because your confidence speaks volumes. So you putting on a skimpy outfit that's going to show your body, to me, that's not sexy. Even if you're a man and your pants is sagging, I don't need to see your underwear. That's it's called underwear for a reason. It must be worn underneath your clothes. And I think the more empowered we become, and the more we start loving ourselves and valuing ourselves, the less we'll be presenting ourselves in such a manner. Because it does go back to the scripture, how God wants us to present ourselves. There is nothing cute about that. Yes, back in the days, people in certain parts of the country walk around with their body parts exposed. However, parts of the world. And for them, it's a tradition. It's a way of life. Here, we're supposed to be covered up. When Jesus walked the earth, they were fully covered. Women were fully covered. And didn't men still look at them? Didn't they still get married? And to me, that's where the beauty comes from. It's not what you put on your body, but what are you exuding?
No, it's so true. It's really true. And basically, like I said, this movement is happening in California. Women all over the world, not even forget about the movement. Like I said, you could go to the mall and you see even little girls. You see little 14-year-old girls walking with their mom, and they have these little tiny skimpy little shorts on, butt cheeks hanging out. I've seen it myself, walking with their moms, their dads, their grandparents, walking out with the little butt cheeks hanging out, little innocent butt cheeks. And it's just crazy to me, because at the end of the day, there's no respect. And as a parent, like, I feel like we have to stop buying. If you're buying it, you need to stop buying these little things, because we're supplying these big major companies with access to our girls. Allowing them to wear skimpy things, and it's all basically all a setup, for our girls to grow up. And there's so much, sexual. You talk about the sexual. I think it's like 1 in every 3 girls, like girls, once by the time they're 7, they're all like abused. 1 in every 3. Sexual abuse. You think where that's coming from, and it stems from the clothing. And the clothing is also a reflection then all of the attitude.
But also, what messages are we sending to our daughters? That you're supposed to use your body to get what you want instead of your mind? I prefer my daughter to be educated and can go after what she wants versus using her body for men to pay for it. Because that means if you're going to use your body to get what you want, he's going to hold you captive. Therefore, you will be forced to do whatever he says to do. because you have established yourself in such a manner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when they put on these outfits that they give their little girls to go out there, I have a daughter, you have two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? My thing is, we go into the stores as mothers and we choose what our daughters would look like because they can't dress themselves right now. So whatever we put on them starting at this age, when they get older, that's what's manifested because the seed was already planted. How do we tell them to go out there and to demand respect when we've already trained them not to even respect their own bodies? You know, and what messages are we sending to these men out there?
Mm-hmm.
People are talking about, oh, I don't want this man living in my area because he's a pedophile or this is going on. But you're dressing your daughters or you're dressing your body in
Mm-hmm.
such a way for these men to be gawking at it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and when you invite trouble, it's going to come.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's really true, and people don't really understand even the mental effects of somebody that is dealing with issues and demonic things when it comes to sexual things, even with children. I remember watching a documentary, and there was a guy who had been in jail multiple times for, you know, sexually abusing young girls, and this is young and Pampers girls. So there was one, like, you know, just to show how crazy their minds are. There was one point where he was allowed to go outside to a mall with police officers with him, just to test how he is. And there was a mother walking by with a little girl, still like maybe 2 years old, and he said he had a hard time not turning around and looking at not the mom but the little girl. Yeah, so it shows how, you know, their minds are so messed up to the point where, you know, you have to watch out for what your kids are wearing because there are people watching and waiting for the right opportunity to.
We're in a perverse society, and that's what it is. I mean, you have, you know, porn, you have all these explicit things going on. If you look at TV shows now, let's be for real, even children programming, they're coming in with sexually explicit messages in there.
Mm-hmm.
So things that are once PG-13 or things that you could sit and easily watch, you can't anymore. You have to be taking notice of what our children are watching on shows that are supposed to be geared towards our children.
Mm-hmm.
There's sexual topics in there that are being discussed. And so now you have to be blocking your children from everything.
Yeah, no,
Now,
it's true.
That's not right. The children are being forced to grow up. So
Mm-hmm.
this generation, I'm so sad for our generation of children that are coming up because the world is going down the tube. And
Mm-hmm.
all I can say is I pray God can just take over because it's really bad as to what's going on.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's true.
Not to cut you, but I even saw videos. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but I've seen videos posted. Okay, now my background is West Indian from Jamaica. You know, so you know a lot of the dancing when you come from
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic countries, West Indian countries, our dance moves are basically done from the waist. You know,
Mm-hmm.
moving up the
Yeah.
waistline. And I see people videotaping children
Yes.
climbing and rubbing up on each other. They're gyrating on one another. And I'm like, what on earth is this? And that shake
Yeah.
butt dance that they do, what is it
Oh,
called?
twerking. This is my twerking.
Yeah. You know,
That's all you're gonna get from me.
I can't even get the name straight, that shake butt dance.
You like that shake butt dancing. And the craziest thing, and not to cut you off, but there's also, like, if we're talking about women and the way that women are dressing now, there's also a huge increase in plastic surgery.
Yes.
I was looking at, I mean, I can actually show, I'm going to put it on right now, so just hold on for a second. I'm going to just minimize you for a little bit. But they can still see you, but let me just bring up this. Wait, let me minimize this so they can still see us talking. But let me just, I'm actually bringing to the screen now, like just a picture so that anybody wants to know what I'm talking about. I hope nothing crazy comes up.
Put on a disclaimer from now.
Disclaimer, I'm sorry, everybody. This is showing like butt pads and stuff. Anyway, people are using butt pads. I mean, women are getting extensive surgery.
Do you know there's a thing now that they're doing in the celebrity world where they're using corsets?
The corsets, yeah, to alter their bones.
Not only that, but their behinds, they're using it. They figured out a way to use it where it's making their behinds sit up higher now.
Wow, I mean, this is insane. So this is a picture here. I have this picture so everybody can see. Now this is a bubble from a man-made bubble. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, this thing looks like, I mean, I don't know. It's like magic. This is definitely like magic because it looks crazy. It moves crazy. I'm not understanding this. And then at the end of the day, when you think about it, and there's so much, like I said, plastic surgery, these women are walking around with these fake butts. I mean, how does that feel to sit down on?
It feels like Jello.
Jello or rocks? I'm thinking rocks.
I don't know, because people are so obsessed with these things that I know a while back on the news they showed a woman, I believe a young woman, died from having something implanted into her behind that was not supposed to be used for that.
Oh no.
You know? And then you also have parents who are consenting, actually signing on the dotted line for their teenage daughters aged 16 and 17 to have plastic surgeries because they believe that their bosoms are too small. And I'm like, she's still growing. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's horrible. I mean, it's bad. Like everybody just saw that extreme man-made mountain on people's backsides, basically. It looks crazy. And I just, like, it has to be a self-esteem thing where you're just not accepting. Because I remember a point in time when I was younger where women came in all shapes and sizes. I mean,
And it was seen as beautiful.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't like, oh, this, you have to have this, you have to have that. I'm finding even so much young people are looking to look like these perfect little Barbies when, God made you how you are. Like, it's just real crazy to me. And it all stems back to the self-esteem issues.
But you know why that's also happening? Aside from self-esteem, society has helped us to tear down ourselves, where we feel like we are nothing. And as long as you understand and believe that you are enough, the only perception that matters is the one you have of yourself. And that's important for us to teach our young daughters that, and not only our daughters, but our sons, because they too can be affected from it. Because all these different things that they're doing, they're sending the wrong messages to their kids. When you look at the TV, you have these top models. If you're a plus size, it's a shame that in the model industry or in the Hollywood world, if you're a size 10 or 8, you're considered overweight.
Yes.
That's crazy. And unfortunately, they're putting this in the magazines, and this is what our children are watching. I have a problem with my daughter ever looking at another woman to say, oh, she's my role model. That's what I want to follow. No, I'm supposed to be my daughter's role model. That's why God gave her to me, for me to train her up in the way in which she ought to go. Because if you leave society to raise your children, that's what's going to happen. Because society tells us if we're not a size 2 or a 0, then you're not beautiful. What right does anybody else have to tell you whether or not you're beautiful? Nobody has that right. It has nothing to do with skin color, because at the end of the day, when we all bleed, we're bleeding the same exact color. And it's a shame. But we need to do a reality check on ourselves, and we can't keep blaming everybody else for how our children are growing up. People love to blame other people, but it first starts with us.
Yes, no, it's really true. So right now, we're going to... This is my little person on the screen. But right now, we're going to move into our next segment. So let me get that together. We're going to be talking about, I would like to keep you, Ophelia, for the rest of the show. So we basically, I'm actually going to get back to, actually, no, let me go there now. So something that I spoke about prior to you coming on was, let me show everybody the Brad and Angelina case. So, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie getting divorced, and all the cray behind that. How you get them is how you lose them. So there is not how you keep them, how you get them, how you lose them. But if you got them at a good way, you keep them. So basically, I brought that up because there's so many. Wait, hold on one second, Danny, Charlotte. Sorry, everybody. But so basically, Brad had an affair with Angelina Jolie. Now, during another movie, he had an affair with another actress. She's supposed to be pregnant now, blah, 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 whatever. That's not my words. That's what I've read. Supposedly. That happens. So, so there are so many women these days that are 100% okay with being the side woman. There's no more like, I mean, they don't care if you're married. They don't care if you've been in a relationship forever. They don't care if you're walking around with 10,000 rings on your finger. It's almost like it's more appealing, basically. Which, do you have anything like to say about that? About like, where you think the mental state is, or, just about that topic in general? Because that's something that so many women are affected by today.
I think your mental state is a little warped. And you need to pray, okay? Because I do realize that, like, for a lot of women, it's a thrill. Like, when a man has a ring on his finger, it's like, oh, I'm going to go after that one. But, some of them enjoy being the side chick, as they call it, because I've read articles I've seen on TV where these women are actually grooming even their daughters to come up and be the same way. I've seen it. And I was so sickened by that documentary. And this woman was talking about how her boo, how her boo gives her all this money, and he goes home to his wife, but she has the big nice house, and he takes care of her expenses, and she got implants from it. And I'm thinking, Boo Boo the clown.
Yeah.
Okay? You are not valued because you are a secret. I don't want to be anybody's secret. Okay, it's all good and well. Your bills are being taken care of. But you are not being treated as an honorable woman. He doesn't see you as that. Because when he's going to business conferences, it's his wife he's bringing. When he's going to family gatherings, it's his wife he's bringing. You are only getting what's left over of his time if he feels like it. And dare you threaten to open up your mouth, you end up in a box. Okay? Why would I want to live that kind of life where I can't be free to be with someone else and love as I should be loved and respected as I deserve to be respected? Absolutely no sense. Where is the value in self-loving? You don't love yourself.
No, it's very true. I actually personally know people, I'm not going to say names, but I do know people that are 100% content with, like, as in supposedly Angelina Jolie's thing, stealing the man, feeling the victory of, defeat in a sense, to end up only losing him the same way. I mean, like you said, women are parading around. I mean, I've seen women with shirts that say crazy things like, yeah, I'm the side woman, but this is that, whatever. And, like, super excited.
Man stealer and stuff like that. I've seen crazy things, too. And it's like, why are you proud of that? That's not good. Not good. And even this whole Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, or Brangelina, as they call it. I mean, come on. Really? I see people getting in an uproar over the breakup of their marriage. It was bound to happen.
Yes.
I'm trying to see anybody's marriage come to an end. But like you said, the way you get them is the way you lose them. And clearly he has a problem with staying on the straight and narrow. And it's like every time he does a movie, he hooks up with someone else. And I see people so broken up over the breakup of their marriage. And there are other things going on in the world, and they're not showing that kind of
it's the truth
about it. That's crazy.
I mean, it's obviously that Brad Pitt needs to wear a chastity belt whenever he goes to do some movies. Because he just can't tame himself. It's just really crazy. And for her to think, like, I mean, I would be nervous if I knew that that's the way I got him. Every time he did a movie, I would be standing behind the bushes, like, peeking. He'd always see my eyes somewhere. I'd want to know, like, yo, like, who's the actress? Like, as soon as he gets home, I'm asking questions.
Listen, forget behind the bushes. I'd be on set too. I'd be standing right there acting like the producer saying, cut. Okay, cut. That would be a problem for me. And here's the thing. If we have to stand there and act like one of the producers to say end scene and whatever, then I don't need to be with you if I'm going to be in my heart about what you're doing when you leave the house. I don't have time for that.
No, it's so true. But it shows what goes around comes around. So if anybody's out there that's watching and you feel the need to, get somebody else's man, get somebody else's woman, cheat, basically it's going to happen to you. It's going to something worse is going to happen to you. I mean, look at the I mean, it went from him being with somebody who was, they didn't have any kids or anything like that. It's still heartbreak, but there's children involved now, and you're hurting. And I mean, multiple people are hurting now. So I mean, it's really, really crazy. So don't do it. That's the end of the day. Ophelia, the empowerment speaker, says don't do it. So we're going to talk about our next topic, which is one that has the whole country and other countries in an uproar. So as you can see, we'll be talking about the Black Lives Matters movement. So this is something, like I said, has everybody in an uproar. I mean, some extreme things have happened lately. So it's just really, really crazy. So how are your feelings towards, like the recent tragedies that have happened? I mean, how do you feel about that? Like even the last guy, I forgot where he lived, but with the truck, he had the truck parked and his car was broken down, and the woman shot him.
Honestly, when I saw that, when it aired, I had to go on my computer and I kept replaying it over and over and over again. And what sickened me even more was to hear the comments that were made by some of the officers themselves that says, he looks like a big bad dude.
Oh, yes.
And somebody even made a comment, something about tasing him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she even made a comment saying, when she radioed into dispatch, saying that he's not complying, he's not showing his hands. Yet the helicopter up above showed him walking with his hand towards his car.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I can't be on either side of the fence. I stand on the fence, meaning I'm for every life involved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad to me to see that as a mother of 3 sons and even a daughter, and being a black woman myself, and I have brothers, we cannot walk out there on the street and, freely
mm-hmm.
because of the color of our skin.
Yes.
The color of our skin has become our downfall. The color of our skin is a reason for people to react in fear even when we're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to tell my sons, I'm not comfortable with you going anywhere unless I'm there with you. Forget me knowing where you are,
mm-hmm.
but I don't want you out of my sight.
Yes.
And I also feel bad for those families who are going through this, officers' families who are now being stigmatized
mm-hmm.
because of what officers who are power tripping have done.
Yes.
Everybody's being categorized, and they're lashing out. All cops are bad. All black people aren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
All cops aren't bad. All Caucasians aren't bad. All West Indians aren't bad. Call a spade a spade. If you did the crime, deal with that person, because a uniform is not somebody's name.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to be the job that they do, and no one deserves to be stigmatized or say, because you're a part of that group, that's who you are. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
We're both women of color, but our names are different.
Yeah.
Okay? So you shouldn't be penalized for what I do, nor should I be penalized for what you do because of the color of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. But in the light of this was very heart-wrenching because they are sent to protect and serve.
Yes.
When you take the oath, that's what it says. Okay? To protect and serve. But instead, people are power tripping, and unfortunately, you have some of them that slip through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
The most hurtful thing in the situation for me is she is on paid administrative leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are you on paid administrative leave?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you lied. Based on records or what was said, that's what I'm going off of.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. But based on what was said, you weren't honest with what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what I heard that they played, you can hear other officers doing certain things. Based on what I saw, they gathered around
mm-hmm.
him. He put his hand on the vehicle. You guys gathered around him, tased him, and then shot him, but you formed a barrier around him.
Mm-hmm.
So the public eye could not see.
Yeah.
This man had on dress shoes, khaki pants, and a white shirt. What made him a big bad man? Was it the color of his skin?
Mm-hmm.
It's time that society open up their eyes and stop that. Just like a lot of I don't believe in it when people say all Caucasians are racist. It's not true. It's not true. Because I have a lot of friends who are Caucasian. My daughter's godmother happened to be one, and I love her to pieces. Love her family. They're not all like that. I go to church with a mixed congregation. You and I go to the same church.
Yeah.
Okay, a mixed congregation. So when will we stop seeing the color of people's skin and start knowing them for their heart? Label them for what they did instead of what they look like.
And it really makes it bad as well. Like, you know, you see all the killings happening and there's so many people that are in an uproar. A lot of times when I, you know, see things happening like this, I think about Malcolm X and even, you know, even Martin Luther King and how they would feel if they were here today, and they would be mad and everything like that. But you look at like the incidents happening in Chicago right now where they're rioting, they're you know, people in Charlotte, in Charlotte, they're rioting, they're breaking up, you know, they're breaking into banks, they're robbing cars and everything like that, which makes it even harder for, you know, people to get their point across that, you know, we're good people too, and we're not doing things wrong when you have people rioting and running around acting crazy, pushing reporters over. I mean,
and that solves nothing, because, you know, negativity beget negativity. Okay, if there's a problem in the community, yes, we all want to say, let's be that change, let's bring the community together. It's hard to bring the community together when you're being stereotyped based on how you look. However, that means we have to just fight that much harder, and we have to pray together and rally together as a people instead of fighting one another. And that's where it started from, because a lot of us are walking around on the street referring to each other as the N-word.
Yes.
And think, oh, because we're of the same color, it's okay. No, it's not okay. So how are you going to sit there and call, you know, another person of color the N-word, but when a Caucasian do it, you take offense? Guess what? I take offense no matter who says it to me, because that's not who I am. My mother did not name me that. My birth certificate says Ophelia Nixon. Therefore, that's how you're going to address me. And if you don't know my name, learn it. But I am nobody's N-word. I was never a slave. Okay? And I will not be treated as such. And that's why I even tell my sons, I don't care who you're friends with. Do not call each other by that. And watch how you dress. Watch how you speak. Because everything about the things that you do, you're being watched. You're being watched. Even us as women. You know, it goes back to the way the women are dressing. When you see a woman of color dressing like that, oh, she's hit much harder about how trashy she looks. And the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's true. We are stereotyped that much more for whatever we do, and it doesn't matter what any other group is doing, but we get the negative front of it. And if you know we're going to get the negative front, how about you dare to be different?
Yeah.
Because what I appreciated about this gentleman, he wasn't fighting, he wasn't arguing or anything. But now you saw what happened to him. So what could they possibly say that he did to warrant that? They found something, though, to say. They said, oh, they found PCP in his car. Really?
Yeah, and it's really crazy when you think about in history, all when it comes to you know, like race or religion, like the greatest battles were fought peacefully. If you look at like Gandhi, and you look at Malcolm X, who started, you know, very not peaceful, and then ended up, you know, finding his peace and finding out that he was wrong and that the peaceful way was the way to go. Like, how do we expect to like solve this and people running amok and acting crazy? Like, if you don't want somebody to think of you in a negative way or something like that, don't act that way that will make them say, don't let them have anything to say about you. Like, they should only see us being educated. They should see us off the streets. They should see us, like, you know, making a better life for each other. I mean, and that's really it.
Exactly. And it's, like I said, it's a shame. My thing is, turn to God. Look to Him first. Pray. Because through prayer, we can change all things. You know, not rely upon my own strength. I rely on His. And, you know, a lot of people might say, yes, prayer is not going to change the fact that we as a people of color are being stereotyped. You know what? For me, prayer changes all things. The more you pray, it says pray without ceasing. And that's what I intend to do. I'm not going to go on anybody's doorstep to burn a flag. I'm not going to go out there and tell my sons to start chanting. No, because all that's going to do is cause you to become another target.
Yes.
And And then by them becoming another target, another family is going to be affected, because when these police officers act irrationally, the ones that actually stand to hold up the law the right way, okay, their families are being penalized by the irrational acts of the other ones. So there's no winning on either side. It's a lose-lose, and until we learn how to cohabitate and respect each other, there'll never be a change.
Yeah, no, it's really true. And even another thing that was trending basically today was the fact that the United States is moving in, and this is kind of like off the topic, but on the topic, they're moving in a lot of the refugees from overseas, coming here into the United States. And I mean, this is almost becoming political. But they're doing that, and it's interesting because at the end of the day, we have so many people that are walking in fear, you know, and this is not to stereotype anybody, but, you know, when people see somebody on a plane who, you know, is Muslim or, you know, something like that, you know, they instantly get stereotyped, which isn't good. But then they talk about, you know, having, you know, protecting our country and this is that, whatever. Then you're inviting people into the country basically that are, you know, you never know what's going to happen. And it's almost like, you know, I feel personally that we're always so used to going over there and creating havoc. Basically, it's like, why don't we go over there and create almost like a sanctuary for them, basically similar to an embassy or something like that, where they can be in their own country and feel safe.
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the major problems is in this country, there's too much stereotyping. Put the stereotyping aside and let's start getting to know each other for who they are. You know, because not everybody with their head wrapped is a terrorist. Not every white person is a racist.
Yes.
Not every black person is a drug dealer. Okay? You have people who stereotype because, as you know, I have locks in my hair. I have sister locks. And there's a stereotype behind it too. Oh, if you have locks, you're dirty. If you have locks, you're unkept. If you have locks, you can't be taken seriously in corporate America. Are you serious? I'm a speaker and I write. Okay? So to me, your appearance has nothing to do with it, or what color of your skin, how you keep your hair. It's time the nonsense stop. Let's stop stereotyping each other and get to know each other for who they are. Not all of us, because we're of the same race or same group, are, you know, our counterparts who have done something wrong. That's not who we are. And it needs to stop. And if America is going to keep on going into different territories, you know, with spread peace instead of always going with your guns blazing, all you're going to do is start another war somewhere else. And personally, I'm tired of seeing our military men dying. And what is the cause that they're dying for? People are losing their sons and their daughters. What is the cause that they're dying for? I don't know, you know, and it's not good.
Yeah, no, it isn't good at all. But yeah, so at least we'll have to pray. Like, if you can tell the viewers about you and Ophelia, the empowerment speaker, who has a conference coming out soon.
Oh, certainly. Well, as you all have heard, my name is Ophelia Uke, and the name of my company is Soul and Power Enterprise. I am a motivational speaker, or rather I like to say a motivational catalyst, because I like to bump up people's confidence, you know, taking it from a place of brokenness and lack of self-worth to where they can finally walk boldly and confidently into their purpose, because that was something that I was challenged with growing up. I didn't believe in myself, had a lot of insecurities, and became even suicidal with it. And it was at the birth of my daughter, my fourth child, where I saw how damaged I was and realized, okay, I needed to heal in order to raise her. And that's where this love to help other people see their beauty, see their self-worth, and stop relying on the validation of others to give them self-worth. So in August of next year, the 11th through the 13th,
I can hear you, but I don't see you.
Frozen. Okay.
There you go.
You're moving. So I'll be hosting my first solo conference, of which I am super excited about and looking forward to it. And everyone, Miana will be there also.
Yay!
You know, so I'm really, really excited about it, to just be able to empower people, empower, encourage, motivate, and uplift men and women alike, because we all have insecurities. We all have weaknesses, and we all deserve to be healed and know that no matter what, we are loved and we are enough.
Mm-hmm. Amen. I'm so excited about your conference, and yes, I will be there, excited and cheering you on. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, I want to share one more thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That happened today. So Michelle, you know, that friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Todd Knox, everyone, she and I and a few more ladies, we were discussing today. They reached out to me, want to do a collaboration. You know, so we're going to be coming out and doing an event also next year, possibly June.
Oh, awesome.
For my conference. So listen out for it, and wherever we go, make sure you come out and say hey.
Yay! So coming to a city near you, so definitely keep checking in with Ophelia. We'll put her information in the comments. You can go to her page, you can go to her website, you can see everything that she's doing. I love having her as a guest on the show. This is our first show, so thank you for being at the premiere, Ophelia. Yay! She is a wonderful speaker, an empowerment speaker. Somebody we'll be featuring on the show many times in the future whenever we're talking about topics such as this that are very important to us. Like today we discussed the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie. We discussed the tight pants, short shirts, looking like it's freezing, no bras on. We discussed that. We discussed things that Black Lives Matter, which is something that's really important right now, extremely trending all over the place. And we've discussed also now the refugees that are coming into the United States, and how the United States should put peace in other countries and bring peace to other countries and stop terrorizing other countries. We love other countries. To all my fans from other countries, we love you. So I wanted to thank you again, Ophelia, and keep on being the beautiful flower that you are. And I'm excited about seeing you bloom and all the things that God has planned for you. And I will see you on another show of Checking In with me.
You have an awesome night, and it was a pleasure as always spending time with you. Love you.
Love you too.